Armchair commanders, we call the shots. From our living room thrones where the action's hot. We're the generals of fiction, the masters of war. In silver screen battles with buttered popcorn. Armchair commanders, armchair commanders.
Methods for our audio.
By saying titties? I just feel like it's an awful irony when we're about to discuss a masterclass in feminism.
I feel like titties is a great word. It hits multiple vowels and consonants.
I can leave.
Would breasts work better?
Memories. Welcome to the Armchair Commanders podcast. My name is John.
And I'm Jack.
And today we are joined by the oft-mentioned but never before heard Miranda.
Yay!
Hey, squad.
For those who are familiar with our show, Miranda is the one who says a lot of quippy things about the movies that we watch and then promptly leaves shortly after, about 15 minutes in. She also does all of our episode graphic art.
For free.
I mean, I love you.
Okay.
Does my love count for nothing?
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, welcome to today's episode where we are going to review the greatest war movie of all time, Legally Blonde.
Hell yeah.
All I have to say is bend and snap.
Bend and snap. Works every time.
It's a perfect war plan.
Break a man's nose and he will love you.
I've never actually listened to your show. Where do we start?
Oh my god.
So, do you want to explain why this is a war movie, John, or should I?
I think Miranda should explain why it's a war movie.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Oh, she was ready.
She is prepped.
I just need to say that Legally Blonde walked so Barbie could run. This is the ideal war on the patriarchy.
Hell yeah, sister.
Continue.
I love the notion that traditional femininity can equate to beauty and brains. I think that there is this view that is cast upon young women that when you are... That's wildly frustrating.
It's amazing she got that squeak toy to work after 3 weeks of it being broken.
Do you just cut this shit out?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. You cut this shit out?
All right.
Okay. Where do I start again?
Feminine and it.
Oh, I do believe that there is a notion placed on young women that traditional femininity is something to be fought against. It's like, it gives very, even saying this out loud is gross, but it gives pick-me energy. You know, like the hashtag not like other girls.
Like your sister.
Okay, Claire is a little bit of a pick-me girl. But...
Who has ferrets as a pet? And just anybody.
Elle Wood's got a 179 on her LSAT. That's
Yeah.
nearly perfect.
Yes, that is very
It's
impressive.
like 99th percentile. And she has boobs.
You say that like it's hard. It's a line from the movie. What I get out of this is that spite is the ultimate motivator in life.
I would agree.
I mean, was it really spite? She was initially trying to get back with her boyfriend, then she realized he's a piece of shit. And also engaged to another girl, his ex, who had the personality of a wet napkin at first.
Okay. Unfair. No criticism. It's Vivian, right?
Sure, why
Damn.
not?
Vivian is also incredible, because that is a point to be made about this film, too, is women banding together to spite men.
after initially hating each other and trying to tear each other down.
Yeah, like
But they
junior
came
high
together.
School. It's literally middle school.
Like middle school, like we're going to tear each other down, and then when we get to college, it's like, you go girl in the bathrooms.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a girl's bathroom?
No, sir.
at
For
a-
legal reasons, I'm going to say
not.
no.
I'm not welcome there, surprisingly, so no.
Well, everybody is welcome there. Because everybody is beautiful.
Big bearded man. You sure about that?
I'd welcome you.
So, what is a girl's bathroom like?
The most incredibly supportive place you will ever experience.
Really?
Tampon. Here you go.
What does
Lipstick.
tampon?
Oh my fucking god. Lipstick. Here you go. Compliment. Through tears. Here you go.
Aw,
Hugging strangers. Absolutely.
man. There's this rumor going around my 5th grade elementary school that there was a couch in the girls' bathroom. To this day, I don't know if they were fucking with us, if there actually was.
There's
But-
a couch in every girl's bathroom.
I knew it!
Wait, what? Actually?
Yeah.
I knew it.
It smells like roses.
I'm not sure if I can believe you, right? I want to, but
Man,
I can't tell if you're being condescending with me.
she would
No.
never be condescending with you.
Not once in my entire life
I was
has
just-
anybody ever called me condescending.
I was just going to say that I remember in 8th grade when we took a tour of the Iowa State Capitol, because apparently that's the best we can do for a field trip.
You did grow up
back
in
then.
Iowa.
Hey, our dome was gold, not black. Sorry.
Hey, fuck you. Ours was rated in the top 10 most beautiful state capitals at number like 6 or something. But
Against what? The Kremlin?
the 49 other state capitals, wise ass. But anyway,
Anyways, we went there and the girls were all talking about, oh yeah, we have couches in our bathroom. And like, no shit, one of them took a picture on their flip phone, because this was still flip phone time frames.
Old.
lol.
They're like, yeah, look, here's a fucking couch in the Iowa State Capitol bathroom. We're like, the men's room didn't have that.
I don't know why you're upset in just finding out that women's restrooms have couches in them.
Well, ours fucking didn't. You want to know what ours had? Foul smells, mysterious stains, and every once in a while you're in the bathroom taking a shit, Chad or Tyler would come in and shake the door to your stall saying, "Hey, who's shitting in there?"
Probably also followed up by a slur against a certain demographic of people that we won't say here.
Yes, very, very foul and colorful language, but also very creative, etched into the side of the stall for all to see.
The men's bathroom, where you can experience both a hate crime and STDs.
Yep, it's a magical place, and by magical I mean cursed.
Can we talk about girls more?
Anyway,
Sure.
so women are great. They hold up half the sky. Gotta be one of my favorite genders.
So here's my question: is obviously a big part of Elle Wood's personality and who she is surrounded around the sorority life and sorority mindset, identity, and whatnot. How come you never partook?
In a sorority?
Mhm.
I was just not very interested in Greek life.
Hmm.
I grew up in extreme poverty, and the price of Greek life was just too much for me.
Listeners at home, that means we're going to have a fight later.
Nice knowing you, John. You're on your own.
I was really hoping for her to like throw Greek life under the bus.
No, and I recognize you fishing to do so. Because I do think even in college, I had this notion of a girl hierarchy in recognizing that because a girl walked half naked into Alpha Phi, all of a sudden she is unworthy of the same level of college education that I received. And it took me a long time to unlearn some of that internalized misogyny.
Would you say that this film helped contribute to that learning process?
I think so. Like, upon reflection, I don't know that it, like, sped run me there, but it's definitely an impact.
It set you up for the the swing on the home run that is Barbie.
Absolutely. And I think that's a conversation to be had too, because as progressive as this is going to sound, speaking of poverty, we do have to acknowledge Elle Wood's extreme privilege through
Yeah.
this. This is very 2000 coded feminism, where, yes, beautiful, smart, got into Harvard, lots and lots of generational wealth there regardless.
Pre 9/11 feminism.
Did this not come out like 2 months before 9/11?
It did. It came out.
Did?
Yeah, it came out like right before 9/11.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because she's in the graduating class of 2004, and she said she spent 3 years in law school at Harvard. So
Yeah.
I guess that checks out. So that's her alibi for 9/11.
That and Reese Witherspoon is still alive, but
As far as you know.
yeah, it might as well be a lizard clone person that is Reese Witherspoon.
And then we're going to go into the conspiracy theory that all actors are lizard people in DP's eyes.
Yeah, not dinosaurs.
Oh my
sake. We are not doing this for another year.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
Let me just stamp this out right now. Dinosaurs are real, gosh darn it. You're not going to ruin it for me.
I'm sure he's told the story of the time that we almost broke up.
Several times. It's a wonderful story. I mean, not the breaking up part, but
Okay,
But
men.
Jesus Christ, the tenacity to keep it up for over a year.
I thought we were all in on the same joke. I'm sorry.
But speaking of people being unaware of jokes and public perceptions, what was that big guy's name that she befriends who's all but stated to be autistic?
Oh, I forgot what his name was, but he looked like the I want to blow shit up with my mind kid from Accepted.
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but he was very helpful towards Elle. And then she helped him get laid at one point when she saw those two girls chastising him. And then she's like, really? You gave me the best night of pleasure and then you didn't call me again?
Which I really appreciate that moment because that's like, I'm going to help a homie out. But also, like the way that those girls rejected him, like, why would you still want a date with those people after
Because
that
it's
type of rejection?
2000s, I guess.
Titties.
Titties.
See, it's okay when she says it.
Of course it is.
It's her word.
She's reclaiming that word.
I think that's a point to be made too, because Elle Woods never approaches anybody really with cattiness. Even in that store where she is like treated like shit because they think that she is a dumb blonde with dad's money and goes to buy that dress. It's all fact-based. It's never catty. It's all kind. Like coming up to join the study group.
Yeah, it's not like the prime witness in the court case who's like, don't you be clicking last year's or last season's Pradas at me.
Yes.
Okay, I thought I had a clever point there.
This is a fun dynamic.
Thank you. Do you want to do more war movies or do you want to talk more about the patriarchy?
This is a war movie.
A
Right.
war against
I'm
the
sorry, it
patriarchy,
is.
and I'm going to say the S word, societal norms. Society.
What men,
Men.
you are allowed to have opinions in this space, I guess.
Oh, thank God. I was just about to
Okay.
ask.
What is your perception on arguing that this is a war movie? And go.
I think this is an excellent war on crime film.
War on crime.
War on crime. Because she's defending a murder suspect.
A war in
And
the
I
name of
think it
justice or a war
shows-
against crime?
It's a war on crime, but it's also a war on the criminal justice system because it shows that the criminal justice system is not always correct and that even when people think they have 100% sure as shit case that like this person did it, that like, you know, it's very reminiscent of like a O.J. Simpson kind of deal, except she actually didn't do it.
And she upheld the what's
The
the
lawyer's
female
code.
equivalent of the bro code?
Yeah, the bro code.
And this is why I'm against the death penalty.
Jack, how about you discuss your reasoning for why this is a war film?
I say it's a war against the patriarchy and people's perceptions on an attractive blonde woman, making her way through societal norms on what they say a beautiful blonde woman should be or could be. Because, yes, she's conventionally attractive, but she's also smart. Because, like you said, she had goddamn near a perfect score on her LSAT. That is nothing to sneeze at.
And a 4.0 GPA.
And a 4.0
president of her
GPA.
sorority.
And she was going to, like, she wasn't just going to some podunk community college either. She was in UCLA with a 4.0. Like,
Yeah.
yes, her degree was in business management, but that's still impressive. Or no, it was, what the hell was it? Fashion? Retail?
I think fashion design?
No, it was whatever. It was some like beauty fashion industry thing that she was slaying at. And then she makes the decision to go to Harvard. Like, her friends are skeptical and confused, but they still support her anyway.
I mean, I think that's a good point, and I do recognize it's a little binary, right? Like, blonde women can be smart too, but this was also 2001.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, one of the characters, the middle-aged woman, says the R word blatantly at one point in the film.
Yep. It was 2001.
Yeah, again, it's showing its age. Man, is there a reboot of this movie or like a? I know there's a sequel.
I was gonna say, I think there's a sequel, and I think they did a Broadway adaptation as well.
But I just don't know if a reboot would be the same thing. But
There is a particular magic to it, and very timely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say it's probably hard to recapture the early 2000 vibes.
Yeah, before the, Patriot Act.
I think that would be an interesting, like, film study attempt, which is like in the 2020s now, trying to recreate or capture that early 2000s film vibe, like this, along with like Accepted or like She's the Man, stuff like that. Like, it has a very specific feel to it.
Well, but that's also why I believe that a reboot is not going to work, because I genuinely don't know if you guys can comprehend what it was like to grow up in the early 2000s when we're talking Kate Moss level of anorexia. Like, the beauty standard in the early 2000s was so fucked up.
I don't doubt that for a second, actually.
I only had to look up to Dwayne The Rock Johnson before he got roided out.
Like, Christina Aguilera was looked at as fat.
Jesus.
And then the Kardashians attacked.
It's just different now, right?
No,
We've
absolutely.
moved through the age of body positivity to even the age of body neutrality to now Ozempic and GLP-1 medication. But regardless, it's always about women's bodies.
Right, and I mean, it's even like, aside from the very obvious, like, oh, she's a blonde with big boobs joke that gets made a dozen times, like, it's very ingrained in the film where, like, anytime they're in the sorority house, we always see a half dozen girls doing, exercises or on exercise equipment. Like, the person that Elle is defending is a fitness guru. Like, even though it's not meant, or maybe it is, but it's a ever-present thing there.
Absolutely. I also want to even point out the situation with Callahan hitting on Elle. Like,
Ooh.
Any woman that I have encountered has a memory similar to that, likely beginning at the age of 11.
Gross.
Yeah, men are trash.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that.
Can we talk more about like physical violence?
What physical violence?
Shut up.
I think this is our first movie where nobody dies, if I'm not mistaken.
What the fuck are you talking about? This is all based on a murder case.
Well, okay, but that doesn't count. You know what I meant. Like on-screen deaths. You walnut.
Yeah, probably. Wait. Did anybody die on screen in Oppenheimer?
Wait. Shit. Maybe. But at any rate, this is our our most peaceful war movie.
I don't know what you talking about. I thought this was a very hostile film.
I mean, yeah, there was conflict.
There's constant judgment towards women, by women, for women, by men, against women, women against men.
I just don't know if you understand what kind of cultural touchstone this is.
I really like this movie, and I do think it's an important film.
We just don't have the perspective that you had growing up
Correct.
female in the 2000s.
I do not know what it's like to be a woman, and I'm sorry that I have a hard time viewing it from the same lens as you, but I still greatly appreciate this film.
I'm not even trying to be like cringy feminist, but I just think the multiple points that this movie really does hit on, like even the intersectionality between professional and personal development, because in some people's eyes, a woman is not successful until she is married and barefoot and pregnant in front of the oven.
So,
In
pause.
some people's eyes, a woman is not successful until she graduates Harvard Law School. And the fact that this has a really beautiful combination of both, where was her intention initially just to get the guy back? Absolutely. But women can be whatever the fuck they want to be, and they can do whatever the fuck they want to do.
But
Yeah.
what's up with the barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen thing? Because you're like the third person I've heard that from. Is it like a meme?
It's like a 1950s stereotype.
Barefoot?
Well, you see, Jack, back in the 1950s, they used to have foot soaking pans built into the ovens.
Yeah.
That's all. That's it.
I thought it was like some TikTok meme or some young people shit.
Skibbity toilet.
Skibidi Riz Giat or whatever. But
I love you.
I love you so much.
I admittedly don't have the perspective on this movie that you have, Randa, but I still appreciate this movie and I love it. It's such a good feel-good movie.
No, and I think it's justifiable, right? Like, the point is a comedy. I don't expect you guys to, like, come to the feminist table and cry. That's only me. But I do think that for its time, this movie was very incredible. It is genuinely, like, Barbie version 1. Which we'll be doing next week on Armchair Commanders.
Next week on Armchair Commanders. Shit, maybe we should have done Barbie with Oppenheimer,
Maybe,
with Barbenheimer.
Maybe Miranda should have been the fucking main host of this show, and I should have just left.
Yeah, piss off. But anyway.
Well, it was good. I was hoping to make it to 100 episodes, but from this point forward, Miranda will be doing all of our critical reviews.
Actually, I don't like blood, so I don't want to watch those movies. I only want to watch girl movies.
We could do that.
Okay.
Like a feminism examination movie podcast.
Yeah, I'll just
Wait, you educate me?
guest star.
I mean, when's the next Women's Day?
It's not for another year. We don't have to worry about it.
Oh my fucking god.
I totally know the International Women's Day, just not off the top of my head.
For our listeners at home, I would really like to drive this home. That this is my jokes are faux chauvinist manliness. Not like I do believe in the equal rights of women, and I believe that they are better than us in most respects of life. I even went out of my way to do our Women's History Month post without prompting. Yay, go John.
I'm proud of
Yay,
you.
John.
Yay.
You deserve all the
All-
accolades.
All
No,
one of our
just
female
one or
listeners.
I don't necessarily think that women are better than men in all respects.
I don't think all respects either. I said most respects.
Yes. No, that's not fair because it implies a certain level of conflict and a certain level of controversy, when in reality, I just think that feminism implies equity.
I hate our dog.
I also hate our dog.
I love her.
That squeak toy, I shit you not, has been broken for weeks. Like, when she would chew on it, it would just be like a poof of air. And somehow she has magically got it to work right now.
Because women are incredible.
Yeah.
Amen.
Dottie is a strong, independent golden retriever.
How much gold has she retrieved?
Fucking none.
I wish more.
More like a gold digger. Ayo!
Whoa. Wow, John.
What?
Faux chauvinist over here.
Oh my.
Boo.
Boo, John. Cancel John.
Yeah, let's cancel John and make Miranda the host.
I'm here for that. Let's start a petition.
First we cancel Rufus, now we're canceling John. What does the world come to?
Who's Rufus?
Oh, God.
The dog you've been cheating on Dottie with.
Remember when I was talking about that movie where the dog had a really problematic name?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Did
What was
you
the
refer
dog's
to it as
name?
Rufus in the episode?
Yeah, we couldn't call it by its real name.
What was its real name, John?
Shut up.
Fuck me. Oh my god.
We started a new hashtag. It's called hashtag cancel Rufus.
Yeah.
Take it.
That is a
Rufus
fucking oofta
choice.
of a name too.
I felt sad for Rufus. Rufus had a whole grave marker and was like a hero to that squadron. And then in 2020 they removed the gravestone.
Because it very clearly said the N-word across it.
Yes, I think there's still a way that they could have commemorated Rufus without saying his name.
Here's an idea. A statue of the officer and his dog next to him. And it just says officer's name, and then behind that, and his dog.
His dog, loyal companion, and squadron mascot.
Yes. Who isn't going to be named, but I'm sure his family isn't going to be complaining.
Excuse me while I murder my dog.
But anyway, what was your favorite part, Miranda?
I think there is a classic view of the final what is that called? I need you to cut all of this out. I feel embarrassed.
We don't cut anything. Confrontation?
No, what do you call it when you question somebody? I'm a smart woman.
Conclusion?
No, when you question somebody on the stand, what do you call that?
Interrogate?
Direct, redirect.
Man, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
I think there is a classic scene where Elle is interrogating Chutney on the stand. And that is an important and meaningful scene to me because perm maintenance should be studied more.
It really should.
Yeah. How many cases could have been resolved with basic knowledge of perm maintenance?
Honestly. I do have a problem, though, because traditionally is it not true that murder trials oftentimes happen far beyond when the crime occurred?
Yeah, it's usually like a year or two.
So I know when they were like, isn't that right? Because your curls are still intact. I mean, Bitch could have got another perm.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, the original point still stands, which is I just got a perm and then I immediately hopped in the shower.
It does, but continuity error.
I mean, if time wasn't a factor here, and
I
it really
mean-
was a year later,
If she didn't waive her speedy trial rights, they would have to bring it to trial within whatever the number of days for that jurisdiction would be.
But would a prestigious law firm like millions of last names and Callahan allow her to waive her speedy trial right without proper preparation?
Or you mean like go forward without waiving it and making...
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, honestly. I didn't listen. All
And
I'm saying,
how the tables have turned.
all I'm saying is she could have got another perm, and an ideal piece of feminist art should consider the timeline.
but low. And yeah, if it did take place, like, I don't know, a year after the murder happened, she could have just said, oh, well, I got a perm and then I changed my mind because I wanted to try a new look.
Bangs.
Sure.
I don't know. That is one of two hairstyles I know the name of.
Bangs, you're calling the name of a hairstyle.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Vibes.
I'm sorry. I'm not a cosmetologist.
Oh, should we finish with, there's like a TikTok trend that women ask men questions about things that they should know.
I'm going to fail every single
Let's do this
question.
right now, but me and Jack get to operate as a team.
Okay. Women asking, hold on, I need to find
Me and Johnny will rub both of our brain cells together for this one.
Yes, John and Mortus the Barbarian Esquire are on the case.
Also, I literally just added Esquire to the end of my last username.
I know.
Mortuus the Barbarian, destroyer of empires, attorney at law.
Are you ready for the quiz?
I was born ready to fail.
Question 1. What is a French manicure?
A French manicure? Isn't that the one where they have the white tips on the fingernails?
Jack?
It's when you get a manicure with your tongue. I'm basing this off of French kissing.
It is the white tips on the nails.
Of course, I knew that.
Score 1, Team John and Jack.
If I say 32 double D, what does that mean?
Bra size.
Specifically what?
So the letters are the cup size and the number is like the band
Bust.
size.
Incredible. John's a feminist.
Wow.
What is the purpose of dry shampoo?
Because some hairstyles you're not supposed to shampoo. Beats me. That's my idea. Let's hear yours.
Because you want to clean your hair, but you can't actually wash it.
So it's applied usually at night before you go to bed, and it helps absorb the excess oils so you can go additional days between washing your hair. Because washing your hair strips your hair of natural oils, so you shouldn't wash your hair every day. So if you boys are washing your hair every day, stop it.
Can I get my hair wet every day?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but stripping it of the oils just means that your scalp will produce more oils to replace them, and that's how you get, like, oily, gross, nasty boy hair.
Oh.
Boy hair. See, my compatriot DP grew up military, so the only hairstyles he knows is a high and tight and a flat top.
I'm growing my hair out now.
Oh, really? Let me see it. Spectacular.
Thank you.
His barber's name is Phil.
He is. My barber's name is Phil, and I get all the tea from him.
Bill. Anyway, what's the next question?
What is a... Jack, you should let Jack answer this because you know the answer to this.
Okay.
What is a beauty blender and what is it used for?
Makeup. I know it's that... Isn't it that spongy egg-looking thing that women rub on their faces?
Yeah, what kind of makeup does it
Foundation.
apply? It does. Good. Any sort of, like, cream?
Yeah,
And what a lot of people don't understand about the Beauty Blender is that you're supposed to get it wet first, so the sponge expands, and then it helps blend all of your cream products together.
yeah, so they can't see where the makeup ends, right?
Correct.
Hell yeah. God damn, I'm a feminist.
What is a money piece?
Fuck.
Hmm. A
Money
money
piece.
piece?
Is it a piece
I'm
of
going to say
flag?
it's a type of extension.
Jack, what was your answer?
See, I want to say it's like, um, is it the female equivalent of peacocking, where you wear like a expensive piece of jewelry or a expensive piece of clothing? God damn it! I lost all my feminist points from the last question.
So John is kind of close. It does involve hair. So when you get a full head of highlights, the pieces that are like that frame your face right here, sometimes it's like a curtain bang, sometimes it's just the pieces that frame your face. A lot of times those are like full highlights and they're highlighted a lot more light than the rest of your hair. That's called your money piece.
Hmm.
So you'll
Ah.
notice in girls that have highlights because they're lighter around the face, brightens it up.
Learn something new every day.
What is a water line?
That's that thing that I hate.
So,
Let Jack answer.
so when you're playing golf, it's where the water hazard meets the golf course. I don't know. I hate golf, and I don't know what a water line is.
John.
It's like part of eyeliner or whatnot, but it's like the inner part of your eyelid where like your tear ducts are, and like Miranda has attempted to put me in drag makeup before, and I just can't.
Yeah, so it's the inner bit, he's right. It's the inner bit of either your upper or lower lash line that's sort of inside your eye. So if you tight line your eyeliner, that's where you put it.
Also, faux feminist or faux air quote faux chauvinist. I let you put me in drag makeup.
Absolutely. You look like that woman from Shrek. Bartender.
So hot.
Not the main character.
I mean,
Not Fiona.
no, the bartender.
The bartender with the mole.
Yeah. Okay, what is threading?
Jack. Because I know this one.
Threading. Is it like have to do with the thread count of a piece of clothing?
It does not.
Shit.
It's like a, I don't want to say manicuring, but like it's has to do with stylizing the face, and like you literally are using a thread to like clean up your eyebrows.
Yeah. So you take a piece of just like traditional thread. When people say that they're going to get their eyebrows threaded, this is what happens. I think it's popular in a lot of like Asian countries in particular, but it's a method of hair removal. So you take a piece of thread and you twist it up and sort of pinch your fingers back and forth and it moves the thread, and that's used to pull out the hairs from the root. It's like tweezing but on steroids.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah, let's keep going.
How many days is the average period?
28. Well, no, that's the cycle. Never mind. 4.
7 to 10.
Jack, what's your answer?
I said 4.
John, you're on sort of the upper end. It's usually about 2 to 7. Personally, mine, I'm very lucky, and mine is only like 3 to 4 days, but a lot of women bleed for that whole week.
I was going to say there's a lot of factors at play,
Oh, for sure.
but yeah,
It's not myself. It's not my fault. I have a white set vagina. Sorry, different movie.
It's also not about the vagina size.
I'm
I didn't.
quoting a movie.
What size is this? Is not a question on my list, but how many tampons do you think a woman goes through in an average period?
A period?
More than one.
Minimum 2, because I know like you start like your day with a fresh one and like you switch out before going to bed. but I'm also knowing like you also swap out like
It depends on flow, right?
well that and also like isn't it just common practice to also swap out whenever you take a trip to the bathroom just because you're like already in a position to be able to do so?
I mean, not necessarily changing every time you go to the bathroom, just depending on how much you pee, really, because you can just move the string and be fine. But way more than you think, apparently. You change your tampon every 4 to 6 hours for the
Well,
entire,
well
oftentimes,
I knew two was bare like the bare minimum.
that you should not be changing your tampon only twice because there's a risk of toxic shock syndrome, which is if you put your tampon up there too much, then you could die.
Infections.
Infections, man.
Other such nasty things. I was gonna
And they
guess
also
like
make scented tampons. Don't use those. It's bad for your pH balance.
I will not use scented tampons.
I vow I'll never use a scented tampon because of this podcast. Thank you.
Do you have
But-
any women that listen to this?
At least
Probably one.
Okay. Queen, switch to a cup. Menstrual cups all the way. Better for the environment, better for my cramps. Just switch to a cup. You
So-
only have to change it. Like, I only change it in the shower. So, like, once every, 12 hours. Vibes. No toxic shock syndrome.
Also, I was just gonna say I was gonna guess 10 to 12, which is probably still lowballing it, but
It really, I mean, it just depends.
yeah.
What different, this is also not on my list. This is fun for me. How are tampons sized? What different sizes do they come in?
It's based on flow, right? Like regular, like heavy, that kind of deal.
Kind of. Jack, do you know the answer?
Not a goddamn clue.
What's the difference between a regular one and a sport mode one?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. I always see ads for like sports tampons, secret ones, social
The
ones.
covert
and whatnot.
one, is that for like CIA
Oh my
agent
fucking
women?
god. First and foremost, it's regular super plus usually. So you can, I think there are light tampons too for like small children, little girls. The sport ones oftentimes, I know, like, if you think of a tampon, it sort of like puffs up.
Mhm.
Sometimes the regular or even the cheaper ones only puff up in like sort of a horizontal state. The sport ones puff up like completely circular. So if you're doing things like gymnastics or flipping your crazy amazing woman body around, you're like completely secured.
Yes, I have a crazy, amazing woman body that I flip around. This is of great concern to me.
I'm told I have feminine features, but she didn't specify what features.
I don't know that that's true.
I also wear a women's medium t-shirt size. I like the
He's a
way it
skinny
hugs my
queen.
sides.
It's like that episode of King of the Hill. I gotta be first in line because they always run out of women's medium first.
Exactly.
He's
They
so
just-
skinny, he's just gonna blow away.
They just fit better. Jack finds out something about himself on the podcast.
So here's my question for you. How many Percocets do you use when you go through a breakup?
I'll let you know in about a year.
Oh, damn it!
Is it equal to or greater than the amount of beers a guy goes through?
How many times do you listen to Creed when you break up with somebody?
You. Are you ready for another question?
Yes.
Sure.
What is an LBD?
That is a...
LBD.
LBD.
Lesbians, bisexuals, and demisexuals.
I'm going to go with... I don't know.
It's a little black dress.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard the
Well, if you had
philosophy
just
of the
said little black dress, I would have...
No, every girl
Yep,
is supposed to have like a very versatile little black dress in their wardrobe.
because black
Date
goes
night
with everything.
outfit, put a blazer on over it. It's office wear. Like, you should just have a staple black dress. LBD.
Yeah, it's like I was gonna say like a Swiss Army knife or a utility tool for a man. A
Yeah,
multi-tool.
whatever that means.
You're really going to say you don't know what a Swiss Army knife is?
No, I'm just being a shit because I know everything.
Yep.
What are different types of liners that women can use?
Eyeliner.
1.
Hell yeah. Now let's see.
Water liner.
No.
Damn it.
Bra liner.
Panty liner. Do you guys know the difference between a panty liner and a pad?
No.
One lines the wait. One fits around the lines of a panty. What I hate underwear. You know what the fuck I meant, God damn it. But and the other one just slide in, right?
So a panty liner is way thinner and oftentimes doesn't have like the wings that wrap around the underwear. So a pad is like heavy flow kind of day. Panty liner is just spotting, essentially. Or for some women that have given birth, they use panty liners because their pelvic floor isn't that strong anymore. And if you laugh, you pee.
I did actually know about that.
Sometimes I laugh and I poop myself.
Yeah,
The man
sometimes.
version.
Panty liner. Also lip liner. Lip liners are a thing as well.
God damn it! How did I not think of that?
So I do have a question for you. I have greatly enjoyed this Men Are Dumb quiz, because we are.
Yeah.
Um, something I found very interesting in this, and you as a mental health professional, I meant to ask you last night, but I forgot. So Elle, when she is super distraught, she goes to her local nail salon, just finds an open seat, plops down, and is like, "Are you available?" And basically, this manicure technician becomes her therapist. Like, one, is that real? Two, what is your opinion as a mental health professional as that being like a substitute for real therapy?
I don't think it's a substitute. I think it's just a woman engaging in self care and talking to another woman in that space. Did you not just say that you spill the tea with your barber pretty frequently?
No, he spills the tea with me. I don't spill the tea with him.
The hell you don't.
I believe you do.
Phil, shut your mouth. Don't you say anything.
Yeah,
I
Phil.
I don't think it's a replacement for mental health care because I think in that space, the nail technician, I don't remember her name at the current point, but the nail technician is giving her advice, whereas a mental health professional guides people to growth rather than telling them what they should be doing. I think girlhood is girlhood. I could sit down on like a bus bench seat and start bitching about you to a woman.
Well, that's just called the Forrest Gump method, but that's all I gotta say about that.
Do you feel like you don't have the same level of solidarity? Are you jelly?
Yes and no. At least for me, I don't know about Jack.
Oh, guys are kind of dicks.
Guys are dicks. You guys are pretty ruthless. Like the common experience for guys is nonstop shit and like very often slurs that are not appropriate in any kind of context. And you have to essentially be kind of like in a rock bottom place before anybody kind of takes you seriously, like guy to guy.
It's kind of sad. You guys could just be nice to each other.
We could.
We
But-
could, but then there'd be no wars and ergo no content for us to talk about.
I just don't know why you guys run the world.
Honestly,
So-
good question.
It's a great question.
I mean, and you will not misquote me when I say that middle school girls are some of the meanest human beings on the planet.
Oh,
I think we
yes.
just get it out between the ages of like 9 and 13.
Yeah, guys don't stop being dicks to each other.
Oh, so you just never grow up. Cute.
Correct.
No. In many ways, no.
No, like I said, and I don't know what Jack's experience is, but like it's literally like you either have to hit a rock bottom moment or you have a very small group of guys that you have to be like, hey, time to fuck out. Like, I got a serious thing going on.
Time to fuck out. I don't think I've ever said that in my life, actually.
You probably said something similar to it.
But,
like,
isn't that unfulfilling?
Yes.
Like, where do you garner any sort of vulnerability?
my therapist because that's behind a closed door and nobody else can see me shed my manly tears.
Yeah, like I grew up with no sisters, mostly male family aside from my mom and some aunts. Didn't really get in touch with my quote unquote feminine side until college, when most of the people in my major were women and I was the only man in over half my classes. And there was one time, one of the summers in college, there was this guy that everyone in town called, I'm not going to use his real name, so Uncle Mike, let's just say. And yes, everyone referred to him as Uncle. And this super old guy who's involved with the Shriners, he has some leadership position. And like I used to volunteer at the circus when that was in town. And I go to the circus to start work. And who should greet me but Uncle Mike? And he said, I should charge you 2 tickets, one for being so smart and one for being so handsome. And I'm like, please don't touch my penis in the men's bathroom. And like, I was weirded out, but then I had this epiphany, like, this is what it must be like to be a woman all the time, being hit on by weird old men.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like being told to smile when you're walking down the
Oh,
street.
God.
And genuinely, like, beyond Mr. Medium T-shirt over here, you are constantly smaller and weaker than the human beings around you. Like, people think it's dramatic when we say walking down the street at night as a woman is terrifying. But you are one headphone out. I mean, just constantly ready to be catcalled, to be touched in an inappropriate way, to be looked at in an inappropriate way, to be told to fucking smile. Like, go fuck yourself.
Ugh.
And it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Jesus Christ.
It's kind of awful.
I don't doubt that for a second.
And I don't doubt that.
Anyway, that was fun.
Hey, wait,
what are you drinking, Jack?
I'm drinking, God damn it, give it back. R-U with the umlaut above it, B-A-E-U-S, Rubaeus, whatever. Raspberry
Rubius?
ale.
Like Rubius Hagrid?
Yes, Rubius. From Founders. It's a raspberry ale.
Ooh.
I love sour ales, fruity beers. I'm secure in my masculinity.
Hey, I love some Princess Yum Yum, so.
And how about you, Miranda?
I'm drinking a Sprite Zero.
Ah, I see.
She can't drink alcohol.
Right, for Lent.
Correct.
Yeah, for Lent.
For Lent.
What are you drinking, Johnny?
The classic 2000s white girl drink of Diet Coke.
Is that a white girl drink?
Absolutely. Early 2000s, Diet Coke and cigarettes are what people lived off of.
Diet Coke is what replaced Tab. R.I.P.
Tab.
I'm a Diet Coke girly through and through, but I'm also trying to limit my caffeine for Lent.
Lent, of course. So, John...
And her deli meat consumption for Lent.
So, John, if you were like me, you were thinking of a man question to ask her to confuse her. Do you have anything?
A man question?
Yeah, to confuse her with.
Pornography.
Well, no. I think she understands men pretty well. I don't think there's any gotcha questions I could hit her with.
What's the sign of proper trigger discipline when it comes to guns?
This is when your finger is like completely removed from it.
Yep, you keep your booger hook off the death switch.
Yeah, trigger discipline. I don't know. This isn't fair for me to ask questions because I have so many like middle-aged male clients.
Oh! I got it.
I'm ready. I don't know anything about engines.
Okay, it's not going to be an engine question. Miranda, what is best in life?
What is best in life?
Yes.
I don't understand the question.
What is best in life? What is the best thing in life?
Is this gonna be gross?
No. It's a movie quote.
I don't watch those.
I know.
I don't know.
To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of the women.
I know it's hard to pee when you have a boner.
That is correct. It is difficult.
Yeah, it takes some creativity. But
Not as hard as getting a 179 on the LSAT, though.
Not as hard.
penis jokes. But anyway, we want to put
Brutus, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there.
What?
I would die for Brutus, her dog.
Of course.
Also, this movie showed the Taco Bell commercial with the Yo Quiero Taco Bell dog, and it genuinely brought a little tear to my eye. I miss that.
Do you miss the world before the woke mob ruined it?
I miss 89-cent burritos.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Talks about male vulnerability and the inability to access cries at Taco Bell commercial.
To be fair, I was told I wasn't allowed to cry at my grandfather's funeral.
Okay, there's been a lot of trauma dumping on this episode.
Right?
Is this what you guys do for therapy? You just,
Yes,
you just
drink.
grab microphones?
We don't
That's
do.
gross.
We don't.
Men
do
would rather
therapy.
drink and form a podcast about war movies than go to therapy.
Yeah,
Although I
was
have
gonna say,
been, I mean, I have been looking into therapy around where I live. But anyway, so we want to put a rating on this.
Yes, Miranda, this is your choice, but I personally I like the rating of 1 to 5 Percocets, but you choose you.
Last season Armani heels. Was it Armani? No, they're Prada.
Prada. Last season Prada heels.
They
Percocets
are
is
not
fucking
last
fine.
season.
No, last season Prada heels. Is one a full set?
I would say one is a 6-inch pump.
A singular 6-inch pump. Got it.
No, I would say the highest is a 6-inch pump, and the lowest is a kitten heel.
Wait.
I don't
so we're
know
going.
anything in between.
Wait.
Like a
Hold up.
wedge. I mean, it's going to be a 6-inch pump anyway. Let's be honest with each other.
Wait. So hold up. Are we doing the instead of stars inches on the pump or the pumps themselves?
I would say you can do inches on the pump up to 6, but if you're rating it a 1, it's a kitten heel because how embarrassing.
How embarrassing.
Yeah.
Or like a drag queen wearing flats.
I did actually wear heels for the first time in my life a couple years ago, and I fucking crushed it.
Incredible. Did you get to 5'10"?
I know.
Fuck you, I'm not that short.
Sorry.
That was pretty funny.
Get wrecked, loser!
Sick burn. But that was my Jack the Stripper costume.
Incredible.
I know. I have it as my phone background.
Not
Really? Oh hell yeah, I feel so validated right now.
Not like a family picture of us. But...
You are my lock screen photo.
Okay.
Okay. Yet another fight this podcast has started later.
Okay. I'm
But-
done.
Okay, anyway,
give it
so
6.
I give this film 6 out of 6-inch pumps. Full rating.
Same. Full rating.
Full rating.
Jack,
Hell yeah.
what does Rotten Tomatoes give this?
Well, the
Ew.
idiots at Rotten Tomatoes, the tomometer give this a 72%, and the popcorn meter, the audience is 72%. It's weird that they have such unity for this. They're usually much more divided than this. And
I bet there's a
usually,
bunch of men that rated it
yes,
on Rotten
absolutely.
Tomatoes.
They didn't understand the
Fucking
movie.
chauvinist pigs.
Absolutely.
Okay, this was fun. I don't want to do it ever again.
Aw.
Can we get you back next year?
Can
Women's
we do it
Day.
actually for International Women's Day instead of
Yes.
April Fool's Day?
Yes, because women
Yes.
aren't a joke.
Women aren't a joke.
They're not a joke. Also, happy April Fool's Day, everybody!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Okay, bye.
Okay, Jack, do you have anything else?
I donut.
I have said bye 9 times. Can we leave?
I'm
We're
doing the
signing
outro.
off.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't listen.
Oh. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. The stars do matter. If you want additional content from us, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Discord, all those good places. Until next time, I've been John.
And I'm Jack.
Miranda, thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to hear back from you next year.
Thanks. Can I say bye again?
Yes,
Yeah,
you say bye.
You can say bye.
Goodbye.
You have to say it.
I don't listen.
Okay, you say bye, but you say it long, like bye.
Goodbye.
Okay.
That's all we're getting out of her, so let's just